Good afternoon, and welcome to the Orange County Funding Court Finance Committee meeting. The time is now 4 o'clock. Bill, can I get a roll call, please?
Sure. Mark Green.
Here.
Jeffrey Christ.
Here.
Linda Muller.
Here.
Dean Tamburg.
Here.
4 out of 4 members present. For staff, myself, Bill Fioravanti, Marty Barras, Kelly Riley, Caden Jones on AV, Rudy Zoda, our general counsel. Lee Benton is another one of our board members present, and we have our state monitor, Brian Sam, the chair.
All right.
See, Shannon is not here, but I remembered her.
Well done, young man.
Thanks.
Notice that this meeting was provided. You can see page 2 of your packet. Minutes. Can we get approval of minutes for the February 18th Finance Committee meeting? Can I get a motion to approve?
I'll second. Second.
Second. Any discussions about the minutes? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
I will abstain since I was not here.
So, 3 and abstention. You weren't here last
No,
time.
it was not.
Hmm.
It was quiet, huh?
Mhm. New business. Let's go over the February 26 financials. Since Shannon isn't here, Bill, can you take care of that? That will be page 5.
Sure, page 5 of the packet, correct. Pretty simple this month. Revenue, the only revenue is $26.95 of interest earnings, which comes from our checking accounts. And then under expenses, there's the management fee of $97.49. Our bookkeeping for $360 to $360 for the month. Insurance $433.53. That's everything. That equates to a loss for the month of $10,516.08.
All right. Any specific questions about that?
No?
Then if we can move over to page 6, the vendor transactions, please.
Yeah, and I'll just stick with this, since it's so light. The direct freight and illusions, those are, we had to give small refunds where they overpaid for their loans. So it was a small amount, so we gave those refunds back for their COVID resiliency loan. And then we have our management fee expense, of course, second to last, and RBT, our bookkeeping for the month, $360 you saw.
Again, thank you for those that paid their COVID loans. Appreciate it. And then I think what we're doing, as we discussed last month, you can see the next page, page 7, the expenses so far for the month of October.
March.
I'm sorry, March, I apologize.
Russian.
Maybe that was going back.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
So that's our February allocation for management fee expense for OCFC. Then, if you want to continue?
Just real quick, any
Oh, sorry.
questions about that?
No.
Go ahead. What is that page number? Looks funny. 7/8. Looking at our cash and equivalents, you see we have a 9-month T-bill that is maturing tomorrow for $462,531. Another 9-month T-bill with JP Morgan that matures in October for $439,396. And then a 9-month CD with Provident that matures in July for $600,000. And you see our checking account plus those investments, total for OCFC $1,533,980.
All right. So we do have a CD coming due tomorrow. Kelly has done her usual magic. There is a treasury note for 3.5%, 9 months, keeping in line with what we've been doing, so that when we have something coming due every 3 months. Are we good to roll that over?
Yes.
Makes sense?
Yes.
You have 52,000 in your account. Will that cover us for the 3 months? Do you have any expenses coming up that you can think of?
Not anything other than the usual, I don't know of any.
Okay, well, you figure 9,000 a month in expenses, that comes out to 30,000.
Yeah, we just ran a little high a couple of months, but it was really when the management fee accrued there, so
Yeah.
I think we should be fine there.
Okay, so we're good?
Until July 12th, right? We can roll that. other CD owner.
Correct.
Okay, good, yeah, okay.
Man, it's amazing how quickly this is
And
going.
you wanna keep it with the T-bill, right, on that, that's what you said?
Well, the T-bill, the JP Morgan Treasury bill is 3.5% for a 9-month. That's by far, well, Provident Bank is 8 basis points higher, but to be honest with you, it's a negligible amount, and to have the flexibility of having the T-bill, I think we're, yeah, we're talking like $90 maybe or something like that.
Mm.
So I think we just go with that. If you can roll over the full amount, that'd be great, so we're getting interest on interest. Any other comments or questions about that? All right. The final page are just the breakouts of the charges that we've already talked about. This is the bill to IDA, in line with everything.
So let us know if you have any questions on that. I won't go item by item, they're all the same. Any questions on that?
So, can we get approval for all three things, or
Sure,
should we do
let's,
the CD?
I would do the CD separately,
Okay.
but recommend the board approve the accepted financials.
All right, can I get approval for the board to accept financials and payables? Can I get a
Make a motion.
motion?
Second.
Thank you. Second, any further discussion about that? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None? All right, can I get another motion to roll the T-bill over to the, another 9-month T-bill at JP Morgan at 3.5%? Can I get a
Move that motion.
Thank you. Can I get a second?
Second.
Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Fantastic. Any other business to come before this finance committee meeting?
That's it.
All right, well then, can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Good afternoon and welcome to the Orange County IDA Finance Committee meeting. The time is 4:08 PM. Bill, can we get a roll call, please?
Mark Green,
Here.
Jeffrey Christ,
Here.
Linda Muller.
Here.
Dean Tamburri.
Here.
4 out of 4 members present. We have a board member that's sitting in as well, Lee Benton. For staff, Bill Fioravanti, Kelly Riley, Marty Barras, Caden Jones on AV. Rudy Zoda is our general counsel, and our state monitor, Brian Sandage, is here.
All right. Proof of notice, this meeting was provided. You can see page 2 of your packet. Let's roll right into minutes from February 18th. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes as presented?
I'll make a motion.
Thank you.
Second.
May I get a second? Thank you, sir. Any discussions or corrections we need to discuss? No? All right, hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
I see 3 ayes and I believe 1 abstention.
Yes, sir.
Motion carries.
So,
New business. Again, since Shannon isn't here, if you can go to page 5. Bill, if you'll review some of this, I would appreciate it.
great, I'll go through the actual again for February 2026. Under revenue, first of all, we do have some revenue, you'd be pleased to see, Mr. Chairman. $225,000, that's actually a fee for the IDA for a transaction we did for CPV Valley. It was an increase in mortgage recording tax exemption, and the fee associated with was 2 1/4. So it was a nice fee for a pretty low intensity request that we worked with Blakely Platt on a few weeks ago.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah, I might say they closed, they,
Additional mortgage recording tax is another $90 million mortgaged, so based upon the percentage of that and then our percentage of the fee, the fee was $225. Yep.
thank you.
So nice to have, and somewhat unexpected till that came up. Then our management fee of $9,749, pardon me. We had EPA reimbursement for $10,307.50, and interest earnings of $160.35. And then down to expenses, bookkeeping at $18.90 with RBT, our insurance expense $1,088, office supplies $1,112. We have some travel of $1,319. That's for Jeff's and my trip to the Albany, New York State EDC conference and some monthly mileage. Brown and Weinraub, that is the 13 is 2 months of our government affairs company. We weren't charged last month. And right under that is $30,693. Thank you. That's Blakely, Platt and Schmidt related to legal matters related to our monitor. Next, audio visual for $1482. Marketing $10,627. That's our usual expense plus a little over $3,000 one time this year for a communication strategy. That was in the proposal that we accepted originally, and they just finished that last month, so we have that. And then just one dinner at $30 under membership and events. Getting down into project and programs, $87.65 is Blakely, Platt and Schmidt legal fees, and then EPA, we had expenses through the EPA Brownfield Assessment Grant of $10,350.50, all of which was reimbursed as you see above. And then in payroll, we have salary and benefits at totaling just over $32,000 in total, and then building expenses, rent, utilities, internet and telephone, and last, and depreciation expense, all totaling expenses of $121,543.57, with revenues of $245,217.35 for a net income for the month of $121,543.57.
Well done. Very nice.
Which part?
The no negative number.
The no negative part? Well, I would love to, I do share that, and do, I truly, congratulations. I'm just spitballing here. You know, maybe in the future, we just get them to just write the check directly to Anshin at 3 Times Square in Manhattan for their yearly fee. So as thrilled as I am that it's here, all of this plus more is gone. So, like I said, maybe in the future, we just have them write the check directly and save the middleman.
Okay, and I'll let Kelly handle any tables since there's a little more of them, if you have any questions.
This was discussed last month that we we're gonna break it out compared to the way it was. So this first page is only February, so a lot of these you've already seen last month. And everything is pretty much normal. There's a few extra, like Bill and Jeff's trip to the EPA, Felons or engineering, the professional fee for the Lego land is money that comes out of our account, but the Royal Wine, we have the escrow account for that. That you can see that HRP, but we got reimbursed for that. And the Nikki Jones that Bill talked about already with the marketing and stuff. Everything else is pretty much the same. Is there any questions on any of it?
On that part, I did not. Okay. You good?
Yes, sir.
You feel good?
Yes.
Okay.
So if you turn the page to number 7, these are our bills that we paid from March 1st through March 11th. And again, it's everything that we pay usually on a monthly basis.
So again, as per last month, now you're seeing the March bill as of March 1st. So, you know, what caught me was the 6,500. That is not included in that 13,000. That was January, February. This is now March 1st to March 11th, so that we can see a delineation.
So then, I was just gonna ask, is that, so, now, we have it in front of us, but the financial reflects just February, is that correct? Just February.
Correct.
So you're showing us these,
The
but
income statement.
this will be because it's like a lap, a little over, but then next month we'll see some of these again, but then we'll be on set for month.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, every month you're gonna see
Yeah.
double.
Okay.
You're
Oh,
gonna
we
see
are.
the first
Okay.
couple of
Okay.
weeks.
Okay.
Because, again, the goal was
Mhm.
transparency
Mhm.
and to make sure that things didn't kind of get
Okay.
sloshed together. So now you can see exactly our bill from March 1st to March, I think, 11th.
Okay, and then these will appear again, so I know that, okay.
Exactly. Okay, thank you for joining us. All right, any questions so far? No? All right. Then
And then cash and equivalents, we'll get into that. Just with our investments, first of all, a 9-month Provident Bank CD that matures in July, that's $4.7 million. A T-bill with JP Morgan for 9 months, maturing in October, $1,299,676. And then a 9-month Provident Bank CD that is maturing on Monday, $2.5 million. That in conjunction with our 2 checking accounts, $374,597.14, our IDA operations account, and then our trust escrow, $17,322. That is a grand total of cash and equivalents of $8,891,600.
So, this conversation now is a little more wonkier, because Bill went out and brought in $225,000. So the question is, do we maximize our money and take some of that and put it into our CDs or T-bill? So the question is, do you foresee needing $375,000 for the next 3 months?
Needing more than that, you're saying?
Or needing that?
Yeah, right.
You know, I mean-
Well, I didn't know if you want to take some of that. That's-
I do.
Okay.
So, Mr. Chair,
Yes.
instead of rolling it into a T-bill, could we think about a more liquid, high-interest account?
Well, that's what the T-bill is.
Yeah, but
That's-
there's penalties, right, if you
No.
close it? Oh, there isn't any?
No, that's why we're doing the T-bill
Got it.
versus the CD.
Okay,
The CD could have,
Yeah.
depending on length of time and such.
so if you wanted to take money out 24, 48 hours when you could get it
Yes.
for the T-bill?
Yes.
Okay, perfect, thank you.
So, but again, we're only looking at 3 months. When we have July 12th, we'll have 4.7 million coming. So that's why everything is nice and we can just talk about 3 months. You know, my question to you is, how much could you get by on between now and July
Are we talking
12th?
3 months or 4 months technically?
Well,
We're almost through
April,
March.
May, June 12th. I mean, so yeah, 3 months.
And then
Well, this is
July,
as of
July
the end
12th.
of
July 12th.
February, though. So we have March, April, May.
Well,
But it doesn't reflect March, whatever expense, right? Doesn't have
Exactly.
any of the March
Because this is
expenses.
through the end of February, these numbers.
okay,
The checking
well, it's
account
still
number.
3 months then, right? Because then it would be, you know,
3+ months, I guess I'd say.
Yeah, I would say plus, just because you're not,
Plus
you
months, that's
won't,
fine.
you won't have an opportunity until August, right? to-
no, July
July.
12th, you'll have the
I know, I
money.
understand, but like, we're gonna have our meeting in July, right? So we would most likely roll that over.
We should be fine for up to 4 months, yes, at that amount,
At what amount?
at
But-
374.
So you don't want to take any money, you want all of it?
I mean, I think it could be a difference of maybe $30,000 or so.
Really?
I think potentially, with some of the run rate, potentially, I don't,
Does the checking at that value doesn't receive any interest at all, anything?
It
A
does,
little bit.
it
$20.
does, right. Exactly.
And then the only other question I had is that on the, once we, cash this in, the Provident, that 2.5 obviously will reflect the interest gained on, at that time.
Yeah,
So
so,
we don't, I mean, so this will be obviously more than 2.5, it'll be
yeah,
2.5
2.5.
something, right?
Times, what are we getting?
403%.
So it'll be reinvested at whatever the interest on it is, and then,
So could
So
we take,
you're looking at about another $80,000 that'll come in.
could we take a little bit of this, roll it into the Provident, and then if we need to take it back out in 3 months, we could reduce what we have, in the other Provident account?
Well, that we can't do. Like, I don't want it, we're not gonna take money out early on that
No,
Provident.
don't take it out, well, yeah, take it
If,
out.
on the T-bill. No, I'm sorry, the JP Morgan. We
T-bill
could on the
doesn't have
JP Morgan, without moving anything, Linda, if we need
But
it,
not till,
we
that's
could
not,
take money on the T-bill.
that's not till October.
Yeah,
You
Right,
can
we
take
could.
money out of the T-bill anytime without
I
getting a
think,
penalty.
to be safe, to be just peace of mind, if we took 30 out of that 80 in interest and brought it back in.
so now
No,
you're.
no, no, just the three, yeah, I am saying that just for some safety net,
So
but
now you're saying you need over 400,000 between now and
I'm-
3 months.
I'm not saying we need it, I just don't know what's gonna happen, I never know. We've got some interesting times going on.
how about if you said reinvest 2.6,
Well,
right?
or reinvest the 2.5 plus whatever the interest is.
Right.
That's what Mark is saying.
Or round it to 2.6, he says 30, 20, whatever.
I definitely think we should
Make
be
it
fine,
even.
I just don't wanna be in a position where I don't
That-
like
that's what I'm
having
saying.
to take something out, that's not a good feeling, but whatever you think.
Bill,
You know,
you make me smile, Bill, it's just, look, at the end of the day, if that makes you feel comfortable, I'm not gonna argue.
A few bucks,
So,
just a few shekels in there.
all right, so, let's just, okay, let's just roll over.
I mean, last
to
month
make
we
Bill
ran
happy.
at 143,000.
Or I said round it to 2.6, so it'd be 20,
No,
whatever.
because then
maybe,
we would be taking money out of the checking account, and Bill's
Oh,
concerned about that.
kind of in between everybody.
Yeah,
right?
why don't we just roll over the 2.5 million, take the interest, put it in the checking account?
You want to take the interest and put it in the
No.
checking account?
Well, that's what Bill would like to do, he said he
Take
wants that
another
extra
80
money.
and
I
put it
said
in
30
a-
of it, but 30
Well-
of the 80.
Right, you know,
What is our monthly expenses actually, Lois?
Well,
on
they do
average?
change, it's usually between $80,000 and $90,000, but we've had, some ups and downs, whether it's legal fees, whatever it
I
might be.
apologize, I apologize, I thought we were taking 30 out of the checking to
Yeah,
add to.
no.
No, just out of,
the
out
opposite.
out of
I
that,
gotcha.
right.
Now, then my statement doesn't make sense, obviously, so.
It's
Take
February.
20 of it.
It was
I'm thinking take 20
123,
out of it.
almost 124.
Right. We did have some
Double-
carryover, right,
double
but still,
billing. That-
Mhm.
for sure.
They were carryovers, they weren't.
Again, guys. What, 30,000 at 3.5%, we're talking not that much money, it's okay, look, it is interesting times. Let's,
True.
if there's things to stress about, and there's things not to stress about.
Right, okay.
So let's roll the 2.5 million over.
Can we do 2.55 then, right? Right, no, for 50,000?
Sure.
Okay, just wanna be on the same page, good. All right.
So,
The rest of it on the
so
side.
let's keep 50,000 interest, we'll take another 30,000, put it in checking. We will invest 2.550 into that 3.5% 9-month T-bill, so it staggers and comes due in December. And so that way we have 3 months every money coming in.
Second that,
You like that?
I second that.
Bill, you good with
A
that?
third is
Very good, thank you.
All right, so can I get a motion for that, please? Who made the motion? All right, can I get a second? Second. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, so we've approved the CD, so we don't have to do that again. All right, let's move on to more bills. All right, so in front of you, you will see several bills from Anshin. This one is from the month of October, and I believe November. And several things sparked an interest in this. So in discussing with Phil, we wanted to get a clearer view on some of the things that we were getting billed. And so I'm going to say on or about December or January, I provided a list of questions of things that I was concerned about. And we sent them to Anshin. And they responded to some of our questions, and some of them they did not. So I think it's appropriate for us to walk through this, because some of these do need to be paid. The ones that I personally feel are directly under the scope of what Anshin should be doing. There are some that I don't believe should be paid because I don't think it's under the scope of what Anshin should be doing. And then there are some that Anshin refuses to discuss that I feel very strongly we shouldn't pay until we get answers. Because I think it is insanity that we can't get answers on billing. It would be like, for anyone listening, it would be like opening up your utility bill and saying, wow, that bill looks awful high. And then going through and saying, gee, why is my bill $250 this week? And you notice there's a line item for $50 that says medium. So you call up the utility company and say, hey, my bill is awful high. Can you tell me what this line item medium means? And the response is, shut up and pay the bill. And when we say, well, that doesn't seem fair, they say, well, fine. Then we're gonna have our lawyers look at this and you're gonna pay 5 times as much because you're gonna pay the legal fees. So until we get some clear and concise answers, I think it's our fiduciary duty to the taxpayers of Orange County to figure out what the hell is going on here. So, if we can start at the top, if you are on page, I believe it's 19 in your book. We look at page 19, review of quarterly report. I mean, I guess. What is that, $1,023.75? I mean, I guess that's okay to pay. I mean, it looks like it's kind of in the bailiwick.
Are we starting in November or
October. October
I
1st.
had trouble with my
It's
page
the
numbers.
wrong- yeah.
Yeah, no, if you just look at this, go through this one,
Yeah.
and then I will try to direct you to responses or anything that you need to know.
So then the back,
It says 19, that's after page 8.
the back of this is the response. Is that
Correct.
That's the.
Yes, but
Yes.
not every single
Correct.
item was
I
questioned.
understand.
So that's why I will refer you to
Understand.
responses
Okay.
at certain questions.
So I'm just looking for, so that specific, the first one, right, right off the bat, the first one, there's not a response for it.
No, there was not a question for it.
Right.
It seemed like it was an appropriate bill. We're going to have to go through this and pay some of this that we think is within the confines of the relationship.
Okay, and then just for my own, without adding on myself, do we know what the total is of all of this that we would be, what are the, I'm not saying we're paying, but what is the total billing from October to whatever?
End of November.
Yeah. I mean, what's in question, I guess, right? The whole thing's in question, right? But I'm
For
just curious what
November,
whole
the total
thing is.
bill was $30,765. For October, the total bill was $29,881.
And that's what we're reviewing today.
We're reviewing October and
Okay,
November.
so I just wanted, like, as you had said, Mark, you want everybody to know that we have a $30,000 legal fee, is that correct, for the month of?
No, it was close to a $60,000, or
For-
30,000 for
per
October,
month, yeah, per-
30,000 for
right.
November.
So for November is, or is that October?
October's 30,000,
30,000.
November is like 29 and
Right,
change.
these are legal fees, correct?
No, these are Anshin's.
I understand, right, Anshin's fees, the monitor's fees
Correct.
are October, we were billed October 30,000 and November 29,000 and change, and we're gonna
No,
review
that's-
these.
October's 29
Yeah,
and November's 30.
Okay.
Okay. So, the second item down, October 2025 report edits, Victoria. I believe they did respond, that was a question, because the question was, we would like a copy of that. The response was, as we draft the report, multiple edits and updates are made to ensure the final version is accurate and complete. Draft versions are not available. So, we don't really know how long was spent on this, and they won't give us copies of what the edits were, so that we could identify that. I'm still leaning towards paying it, but I still think it is rather, let's just say poor accounting on their part. So, I'm willing to check mark it yes. Is that okay with everybody? Okay.
Lee has a question?
Yes.
This is their report to who?
Great question. No idea, they won't tell us.
Oh.
So, let's move to the third, Claire Crino, $385. That is being questioned as we speak. They have not responded yet, so we will not pay that until we get a response. Make sense? Okay. The next line item down for $52.50, update email inventory. I guess we can say it's okay to pay. Seems like something that would be in the auspice or in the confines of this relationship. The next one. $568 for an hour and a quarter worth of work. Follow up with stakeholders' review of compliance.
With stakeholders.
I wanted to know who the stakeholders were. The response we got, for confidentiality reasons, the specific stakeholders cannot be disclosed, but discussions could include the following stakeholders: employees, employers, taxpayers, elected officials, union officials, and interest groups. No, we're not paying this. This is, I'm running out of adjectives for the frustration I feel in this unbelievably shoddy accounting system. So we are not paying this. The next one down for $490 for 2 hours, Victoria, review and documenting, organizing. Personally, there are some things that are more egregious than others, and some things that I just, again, I'm a volunteer. I can only do so much. I don't get paid $250,000 a year to do this.
Yeah,
Like
so
they do.
my first, I was like, nobody pays me to go through all this stuff and I
Yeah.
can file it and go
Yeah.
through it.
So I'm still inclined to say okay and pay it, if that's okay. Next, $1,251 for less than 3 hours work, board packet agenda. Let me see. This is in question right now, they have not responded, so we're not gonna pay that.
Call with stakeholders, why do we need stakeholders to
Right,
talk about our
so
packets?
we're not paying this until they respond, but save that because we'll see if they respond next month. Next up, $245, meeting with Brian, preparing next steps.
Next steps for what?
That I asked, what are next steps? Next steps include reviewing the work completed to date, assessing what has been accomplished, and developing a plan for future work. That, gentlemen and ladies, in the consulting business is known as consulting speak. So they're not telling us what it is, and they're just fugaziing us. So personally, I don't think we should pay it. If they don't want to tell us what their meetings are about, then why are we paying these? Are we all okay with that? All right. Next up, I believe I am at wrote memos. That is in question right now. I asked what memos for 4 hours needed to be written, and we haven't gotten a response yet, so we will not be paying that bill. Let's see, the final one for $490 for 2 hours worth of work. Made updates to report. Let me see if I have that here. I would like to know what report. Anshin third quarter quarterly report. As we draft the report, multiple edits and updates are made to ensure the final version is accurate and complete.
So I guess my question would that be is that, so then Bill, did you get an updated report of
Well,
something?
I think what this is referring to, I don't mean to connect dots that aren't there necessarily, but we have a kind of back and forth when it comes to their quarterly reporting to the inspector. So they'll provide us a draft, we'll review it, we'll say what we have objections to, or maybe there's a further update, we'll go back. Sometimes there are a couple iterations of that. So that's what I assumed that meant.
It would be easy just to tell us that, would it not?
It would, but I'm inclined to approve it,
Okay.
simply because we can't dispute it, so we move on to the next page. Victoria, 3 hours, $735. Meeting with Brian, drafted memo. The response to that was $735. Memo to the Orange County IDA Council. I'm going to assume that our council received this, so I'm inclined to approve this.
But again, I was like, so, Bill, would you have a copy of that as well? You should be copied on that as
I'll
well?
look for that. I think I have that.
So,
Is that your
just a
work?
question, Mr. Chair. We have an understanding of what the roles and responsibilities of Mansion are, as outlined by the agreement of monitoring. If this is outside the monitoring and has to do with something other than monitoring, why are we responsible for paying that?
Well, that's what we're doing right now, is trying to identify what would be in the bounds and what wouldn't be. While, it certainly would be easy to say, we're not paying anything, that isn't
No, I get that
true.
point.
We can't do that.
But as I'm looking at this specific response, we're talking to attorneys. And that is something clearly outside the monitoring process, I believe. And why would that be part of what we need to pay? Why is that our responsibility if there's a question going on, what the monitoring was?
Well, here's what I can answer to you. I don't know. I don't know what specific this was about. There are many more examples of what you're describing
Okay,
that we will not be paying.
okay.
But if there's any kind of doubt, I have to lean towards paying it.
Okay.
It's it's just a war we can't, we don't wanna fight, we don't wanna be that.
Well,
So-
what would happen if we did, though? What would happen?
It wouldn't be
You say
appropriate,
it's
it wouldn't be appropriate to do. So I'm just
Should
gonna
you know
leave
what
it at
this
that.
is regarding?
So I see, if I can just cut in here, on October 9th, our attorney sent a letter to Anshin regarding the issue we had about our executive session. He was kind of stating the facts there, trying to lay out exactly why, the arguments, why we were very comfortable with the way we proceeded. So that was sent on to Anshin on October 9th. I would think that October 13th, I don't see any other memos. I would think it says drafted memo response. I would think it's a response to that. Though I don't believe we got a response, I believe it would have gone to the, I don't know that we did. I have to check on that. You probably wouldn't know, so I think it probably went to Lino, but it's October. But it could have gone to the Inspector General as well as a response to this, but.
So that's a gray area, right? Because if they're saying they were excluded, which even though the law clearly states we're allowed to go to executive session when we want to talk about Anshin and poor job they're doing, that's a gray area. And so I just don't know if I want to fight in a gray area. I'd rather fight black and white
Okay.
and say, this is black, we are not paying this.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It makes sense, but I don't
Okay.
like it.
I don't like it either, but,
I don't see why we wouldn't check for the memo.
okay, then we're gonna check for the memo, we're not paying this, all right? Did you two get that? We're not paying for $735, meeting with Brian, drafted memo. All right, let's move on. Garanit application review, that seems well within the bounds, so yes. The next one, I believe we have a follow-up question, worked on report. I believe the follow-up question is in process right now, so we will not be paying that until we get a response on what report. The next one for $1,023.75 for 2 hours and a quarter worth of work. Budget revisions, final budget review, public hearing, transcripts review. To me, that does seem within, so I would say yes to that. The next one for,
I apologize, I hate to keep doing this, but it's like, so on this one, you had a question?
which
On
one?
the 1016? Because there's no response.
Give me
correct?
the dollar amount.
$1,023.75.
$1,023.
Would you have a
Oh,
question?
all right, so I believe the response, $1,023. No, I did not ask a question on that,
Okay.
because
Okay.
I thought that there was
That's
enough
fine,
meat to say that it was justified,
because I didn't see a response, okay.
Looks right to me.
all right? The next number, $1,251, Amazon Economic Benefits Analysis. I have that is being questioned as we speak, so we will not pay that until we get a response.
Can I ask what your question was on that? Do you have it there?
Let me see. I
I think
So,
this is-
well, as you're thinking, you know, what it was, but, so for me anyway, I'm just like, so we had our
It's number
meeting.
2 on that next page.
We had our meeting,
Oh, yes, okay. No, my question was how much of this actually was on Amazon versus the others? So certainly the others, we would pay for. But concerning Amazon, I wanted to know what the breakout was instead of them just commingling this all together. Because these are all very separate items, which I don't understand why an accounting firm wouldn't break out instead of just commingling this all together. That's why I want to see what the actual breakout would be, how much time they spent on each individual one. Make sense? Okay.
well, so if we had the meeting regarding the analysis, correct? We reviewed the analysis at our meeting, correct?
I don't know. Go ahead.
So we're sitting there, we have our documents, and we're reviewing the benefit analysis in our regular meeting. And we could ask questions or review it at that point, correct?
So
So
you're
is
asking-
there a question, that he ask a question to the study or anything, did he call? or-
I see what your question was on the Amazon economic benefits analysis, that one. Your question is, how much time was spent on the Amazon review?
Yes, I want to know how much was on the Amazon review for, I guess, going to your thought. If we already discussed it in the meeting, which we already paid him for, why are we paying for it again?
There's no questions asked.
Right. You don't ask a question during the meeting, but now you're charging us again. You'll see more of that as we go on. So until we get a breakout on that, we're not paying that bill. Document review, can we move on? I apologize.
Yeah.
Okay. Document review and inventory update. That's in process right now. I asked what document, we haven't heard back yet.
And you asked to see the inventory update document, right?
Yes.
Right.
Next item for $1,837.50, updated report. That is also currently being questioned. I would like to know what updates to what report. The next one down is again, 3 hours, $735. What updates to what report? The response to that was, I believe, back to the, drafting report, multiple updates and versions. I will listen to others' opinions. I'm torn by this one. I feel like we're going around in circles. That seems to be their standard answer. Instead of giving us answers, they tell us, well, we don't show you updates.
Well, for me, if we're gonna question one and we haven't gotten an answer, then you have to get the answers for all.
All right, so we will not pay that until we get answers on the other ones
And that one.
and that one. All right, so no. Next down, $857.50. Submit a report edit submitted to MK for QAQC. That is in question right now. Until we hear back, we're not paying. Next up, $568.75 review of economic benefit analysis on Amazon project.
There was only one analysis. So back on the 17th, we had that Amazon economic benefit analysis study.
And so that really raises the question
Is it a different person? No, it's probably good.
as to, again, Dean, we were all in the meeting, we all reviewed it, but we keep getting paid hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of dollars to keep going back. So I am leaning towards not paying this.
Absolutely.
New application review and analysis, $260.50. That certainly seems within the confines.
It would be nice to know what application.
Yeah, which application was
It would have been nice. But for here we are, where we are right now, I'm going to make an assumption
Bill, do you know
this
what
was an
application?
I'll look
application.
that up.
I feel strongly we should say just pay it because I'm sure it will be attached. Next, 735, updated report based on BPS feedback during our meeting. I'm inclined to say yes to that. Again, the accounting, why anyone would pay Anshin at 3 Times Square a single cent voluntarily, I have no idea why. This is just pathetic. Next page, starting at the top, $1,706.25 for 3 hours, just under 4 hours worth of work. Committee and board meeting revised resolution with executive director and counsel. I am leaning towards that, yes, because it supposedly did include Bill and several of us. So I would say yes. Reviewed budget, 2 hours for $490. I believe I asked what budget and what specific details. Our internal budget for projects, this is part of project management, includes meetings with accounting. I'm inclined to approve it. Next up, $3,640, tolling calls with council, call with stakeholders. This is under review, they have not responded yet, so we will not be paying that until we get an answer.
Well, I mean, for that one, I would say, Bill, you tell me, there was emails back and forth regarding that period, but.
Sure.
They didn't respond, but we have on that.
And then there's that call with stakeholders, which is again.
Stakeholders, I want to know who the stakeholders are.
That's fine.
But they will not tell us. Now, I just, again, want to make sure we all understand something as we continue to go through this and we see how ridiculous this is. You need to understand something. I can't even believe I'm gonna say this. Brian Sandage is a certified fraud examiner. Let me repeat that, a certified fraud examiner. And this is the accounting that he sends to us as a certified fraud examiner. I don't know if I'm in a Seinfeld episode. I don't know. This is the biggest joke I've ever seen in my life. Certified fraud examiner. We're not going to tell you what we bill you for. Shut up and pay us. Orange County ATM is open for business as far as Anshin at 3 Times Square is concerned. Next up, I believe we're at the tolling follow-up, or
Yes.
did we finish? We're not paying that.
Right.
Tolling follow-up, $113.75. I'm fine paying that. Next up, review of additional documentation, POC documentation. I've asked for what this is. They have not responded yet, so we will not pay that until they respond. Reviewed revised report. I don't know what report, but at this point, I don't know if I want to go down that rabbit hole. I'm leaning towards approving it. Now, here's.
It's a third person at least with their eyes on that report, but it's probably okay.
Okay. So we're now at $122.50. I want to make sure we all understand what's going on here. Oh my God, I don't know how I can keep from swearing right now.
Don't swear, you're good.
Please don't.
You're doing a good job.
Victoria Barrett is charging us to watch the meeting. So not only are we paying him thousands of dollars, Brian Sandvich, the certified fraud examiner, to be at the meeting, we are now going to pay people to watch the meeting. This is indefensible. We're not paying this. We're not going to pay this. We'll pay this one, but we're not going to pay his.
Oh, wow.
So they can either charge us the $122.50 or the $4,000, but we're not paying both. Does this make sense?
Oh, yeah.
Next up, $245, draft review with MK. I can't dispute it, so I'm inclined to pay it.
Oh, boy.
Next up, $1,820. Letter to council on document request, call with stakeholders, Review additional information, review meeting notes. Response, $1,820. Do I have the response?
It's on the second. Right there.
What letter, oh, I'm sorry, this is in right now. I apologize. This has been sent. What letter to council, IDA wants a copy, who is council, what documentation, yada, yada, yada. So until they send that back, we're not paying this. Next up, $619, review revised report and discussion with VB. I'm inclined to say yes. $796 for just under 2 hours worth of work. Draft report call on Amazon. I'm inclined to say yes, simply because I don't have any evidence to contradict it.
Draft report call regarding Amazon.
Well, we're gonna get back to that in a second, so put a footnote by that. But for right now, let's say yes, and then we'll see where the evidence leads us. Finally, $367.50. That is in question right now until we get a response. Updated report based on BPS written comments. I asked for what report, they have not sent that back yet.
Just to be mindful, it's 2 minutes of 5, so
Well-
we'll keep plowing through.
We're plowing.
Yeah.
Well, is there some way to simplify? Because I would be willing to go with the ones Mark says are okay to pay, these others we're just waiting on anyway.
No, we're not doing that. I apologize to you, sir, but we can't do that. This
Why
can't.
not?
Because we have to agree.
Well,
You
I'm
can't just
saying
be
agree
me.
on the ones you're okay with, not approve or do anything on the others.
With no response.
But you all have already contradicted some of those. You yourself has done that, sir. I was gonna approve something, you said, well, no, until they answer, I don't wanna do that.
Well,
So
I
I don't
don't
think
know
it
if
should all
you're-
rely on me.
Understanding what I'm asking. I'm suggesting we go through just the ones for November that you're okay with, make sure we're okay.
So
We're
it'll
all
take-
on the same page.
It's all gonna take the same amount of time.
But I'm saying skip all the ones we're waiting on,
Well,
because
yeah,
that's
but-
gotta be half the time.
Yeah, but you gotta understand, some of these are tied with other things that we need to recognize.
We're wasting time, so I would suggest
So-
that.
Yeah, but I don't think it's very courteous to the rest of the board
Well-
to run in a half hour over.
I think looks like we have 6 or 7 more pages, right?
We will move through this quicker, I promise. On the top of the third page, draft $796.25, draft report. I would like to know what stakeholders. Their response, $796.25.
What page is it on, Bob?
It's still in the last one we were on, it was all about-
For confidential reasons, we're not gonna respond. So, we're not paying. I say we pay for the updated report on comments, yes. The next one is under question. Again, review November discussions.
We just finished here, now I don't know what's.
No,
next.
we're on, it's the third page of October. It's a tiny little one.
Yeah, but I'm not sure I have it.
Oh, you don't have it. All right, well, then we're gonna have to freehand it. There's a bill for $367.50, updated reports, I think we should. There is one that's in discussion right now, reviewing November report. What discussions, they haven't responded yet, we're not gonna pay it. And then finally, third report review of additional Amazon documentation call with stakeholders. I asked for what stakeholders, they replied, confidentiality, we're not gonna tell you. Now, here's the thing that I think we should all really think about, and you started. I'm really trying to understand all of these. You know what, we'll get to it in a minute. So, you've got the notes for October, Kelly and Marty, you're good to go? All right, November is shorter, we're gonna plow through it. Right at the top, comments on third report, call with stakeholders, Amazon wages. Asked who the stakeholders were, response, we're not gonna tell you, confidentiality, we're not paying.
Okay.
Review November report, I think we should pay. Updated report based on comments, well, I don't like it, I think we should pay. Project management, I asked for what project? Response was, project management refers to our internal project work, in this case OCIDA. This includes evaluating what has been completed, conducting necessary research, and brainstorming. I believe they've hired, well, you know, I'm not gonna get political. I don't think we should pay this. Anyone agree or disagree with that?
You didn't get much detail really, that answer
No,
was kind of
no
vague.
detail, I don't think we should pay that. If they don't wanna give us detail, they don't want to get paid. Budget overview meeting with IDA, yes, we should pay that. Downloading all board meeting packets, which ones I asked, that's in question right now, they have not responded, we will not pay. Finalized draft report and submitted to IDA, yes. Third report final, okay, pay that one. Agenda review with Bill Faravanti, audit RFBP, I'm gonna say yes. Preparing exhibits and appendices, meeting with IDA, I'll say yes. Continue working on exhibits. Well, now I really kind of want to know, you know what, maybe we don't pay the $850.50. Because if I asked what exhibits, and they haven't told us yet, so until they tell us what exhibits they had to work on for $1,300, we're not gonna pay. So we're not paying the $850 with Victoria Barrett, and we're not paying the $425 with Victoria Barrett. So, up to now, the next page, review of New York State statute with council, review of Jones contract. What is this? And if, whose council is it? And until we find out, we're not paying. Because this is way beyond what their supposed guidelines are supposed to be. So, no payment on that one.
And that, just to be clear, I think that contract is our marketing contract with Nikki Jones Agency. I think that's what that must mean.
Okay, but review of New York State statute with council?
Yeah, that
No, I'm not paying for their legal fees. Prepare the next one up, 2.5 hours, $402. Prepared a meeting schedule. What meeting, what schedule? No, we're not paying this. Review agenda, audit RFP response, board packets, I'm inclined to say yes. Revise the report based on IDA comments. I'm revised to say yes, since apparently we had comments. Project management submitted report to a, who's IG?
Inspector General.
Inspector General. I believe I asked, what is this?
We should have that if they send it to us.
Do you have the report?
The report, sure. Oh, yeah.
So, we're not paying this until we get that report, is that agreed? Or,
Well, we have the report.
No, I think
we have the report?
Yeah,
Okay.
I agree.
all right,
So you
then,
know what that is.
Yes.
all right, then yes to that. Report review of Amazon employment projection, call with
Here we go
stakeholder.
again.
All right, so now I want to ask some questions. Is Amazon the stakeholder? Because here's my question that I'm trying to get my arms around. I keep reading in the paper, Brian Sandridge getting quoted that he can't meet with Amazon. But yet we keep getting billed for meetings with Amazon. So which one is it? I would like more answers before we pay this. So I say no to the stakeholder mystery. This one I love. Sheila Thomas. I don't know how incompetent Sheila Thomas is. or what Anshin hires at their firm, but I can see, present company included. 7 reports, 2 hours and 45 minutes to bind 7 reports. I worked on Wall Street for 35 years. I had a guy binding reports 2 weeks ago. He bound 45 reports in an hour and a half. He would have been fired 20 minutes after if it took him 2 hours and 45 minutes. I tell you what, we'll pay you $52.50. Ridiculous. 3rd report, call with OIG
Office of Inspector General.
and Amazon. Again, you're saying in the paper you're not talking Amazon, but you're charging us for talking Amazon. I really do not want to pay this.
Okay.
Worked on the CBA for Amazon. Prep for Brian's meeting with Amazon.
Was there a meeting that did take place?
Listen to the public hearing on YouTube.
I'd have to verify the date, see if there's another meeting then.
I want more info.
We have no responsibility for this CBA, right? That's outside the purview of the IDA, even though we're aware of it being agreed to.
Good question. I don't know if that's cost benefit analysis.
Oh, I was reading community benefit
Right.
analysis.
I think it's cost benefit, I believe.
Again, meeting with Amazon November 17th. Well after and before.
What, but was there a meeting that did take place after all of this went down? Oh, without knowing, though, how do you?
Don't know. Don't know, don't pay. Next one, $253, Amazon follow-up. Follow-up to what? For someone that doesn't talk to Amazon, a lot of money we're spending on meeting with Amazon. No to $253.75. Next, $1,520.50 monthly meeting and committee meeting. Fine. Next up, $1,134, reviewed Amazon CBA again,
Mhm.
and BPS meeting with Amazon. I really don't want to pay this. Either you met with them
Or you didn't?
or you didn't. You can't go to the papers and say you didn't meet with them and then charge us tens of thousands of dollars that you did. Finally, reviewed pilot and applications for Amazon, created new testing procedures for current reporting period for application testing. Why review now? He sat in every meeting, every discussion, part of every single thing. But now he's gonna charge us over $1,000 to review Amazon again?
2 days after we approved it.
What were you doing for the previous year? Beyond unacceptable. No. Amazon notice of violation review and research, comparison of Amazon projects.
No.
No. Prepared summary of BPS meeting with Amazon. Again, lots of preparation for meetings with Amazon. No. Meetings, external, internal, wrote draft letters for council and stakeholders. Want to see those letters, they won't produce them, you're not paying. Violation notice, call with stakeholders, call with council. Won't tell us.
Wow, it's taken-
We're not paying.
Who are the stakeholders?
Who are these stakeholders? Because they're not us.
You're getting a lot of calls.
Yeah.
Notice of violation follow-up, call with council, respond to stakeholders. Who are the stakeholders? They won't tell us. We're not paying.
Take these questions.
One more. Working on various requests for Brian. Share with us. Tell us what requests. They won't share. We're not paying.
7 hours.
Lee, you had a question, sir?
Yes, I'm more concerned with the word violation. Violation of what?
That was the Amazon attempted veto, is what it was. Yeah, I call it attempted, it was, they considered a veto. It was outside of the tolling agreement timing, so
Okay.
we considered it
Thank you for the
valid.
clarification.
That's what that is, they call it a notice of violation.
Oh, notice, okay.
Yeah,
Notice of violation,
yeah.
notice, okay.
So, hopefully, you two have taken copious notes. We're good to go. To expedite some things, we've gone through all the items.
December is in there.
Well,
You-
no, because
We don't have-
again, I'm a volunteer, I don't get paid $250,000 to do this. So, I'm going to go through December and January. I will tell you preliminarily, it gets more and more pathetic. I believe January is, their expectation is that we pay every single one of their legal fees.
Absolutely not.
And we are not going to do that. So, I say for tonight, we've approved what we can approve. We are not paying until we get further evidence. It's gonna be a little wonky, but can I get a vote to approve the February 26 financials and the February 26, including October, November Anshin bills as we discussed? Can I get approval for that?
I'll make a motion, but I have a question after we get a second.
Okay,
I'll
can we
make a
get a
second.
second? Second, further questions, sir?
Do we have a total number of what that is, of what we approved, or can we have it by the time of our board meeting?
Yeah, no, it's gonna take a little while to add all that up, I think, so. Our board meeting's in a few minutes, right?
Well, I mean,
I can run in and just do some quick.
thank you.
So, yes.
I would like to see
So
that,
vamp a
yes.
little bit before you get to the finance
Yeah,
committee,
okay, I have a question.
please.
So is any of these, do we pay a standard fee for him, for Anshin to attend our meetings and stuff, or is that blended in here as well, and that's?
It's in here, it's on an hourly basis
Yeah.
when we do attend meetings, yeah.
It's a couple of $1,000.
It's in here.
It's fantastic.
Okay.
Yeah, those we wouldn't question.
No,
I think that, I
That's
have to,
how it
first of all, I
was
wanna
asked.
thank you, Mr. Chair, for taking the time to go through the bills, knowing that you are a volunteer. Second, I really wanna, I say I appreciate your questioning, because A, how much of this is outside the scope of what Anshin's contract is? And for anything that's outside the scope, we are not responsible for, period.
with that said, if there are no further discussions, can I get?
One other thing, we're not sure that we voted to recommend to the board to accept the OCIDA financials and payables.
Make a motion to accept them.
We did do the CD, but I'm not sure that we did. You didn't think we did either,
We're doing
right?
that right now.
Doing it now.
No, the FC, we did, I thought we did the FC, didn't we?
We
do
did
the
FC.
The FC, yeah, we have to do the IDA right now.
Yes, okay.
We have not, we
Yes,
talked
okay,
about
good,
it,
good.
we have to circle
Good.
back.
We did
All
the
in
CD.
favor of approving and presenting to the board? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None? Set. Any other business before this?
No, sir.
All right, can I get a motion to adjourn,
So
please?
moved.
Second?
Second.